Excited for day two. I thought day one went really well. There was a lot of good energy. First day of spring training is always that special day. Guys have been in cages and they've been indoors a lot, and now to get outside and have a chance to hit on the field and whatnot, it's a much better feeling. So it just was a lot of good energy. Seeing catchers being able to take BP on the field, watch the ball fly over the fence a couple of times. It's a pretty good feeling, and a lot of good pitchers on the mound. I thought saw some great young arms. We've got a lot of good young arms, and that was on display yesterday. So good day all around, and looking forward to another good day two.
How much can you do today with the rain?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the beauty of the facility here is that, the cages have been redone, that the turf area adds a little bit more flexibility, I think, in this kind of a situation. So we got to monitor the weather a little bit. We may not be able to get on the field quite as much, but still lots to be done, and guys are, they're anxious and eager to get their work in, so we'll find ways to get it done.
Were there any guys that you were particularly intrigued to see yesterday in real life?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the, I think Gabe Spire, kind of caught the eye of a lot of folks yesterday, coming out at about, I think he was in the mid-90s yesterday, and, that's outstanding. And, I think some of the younger arms that we have in the organization, Cranton being one of them, getting a chance to see the big guy Valdez throw, and again, it's day one. There's a lot of things that have yet to be proven, and nothing really happens till you get into those games. But it is exciting to see where this organization is, and pitching certainly is one of those things that we have, and we have a lot of young position players too, and so many of them are here and ready to go, and most of our position players are here and ready to go. So I think that's another great sign that guys are excited about what lies ahead for us here in 25.
And the mentality has changed over time. Like, these players work out all year round, it seems like, and they have all the different facilities now, and they come in ready to go. Like, in the old days, a lot of guys would just show up and try and get in shape. It's different mentality. I mean, this is your craft. You do it all the time.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is definitely one of those areas that has really changed. I think even before my time back in the day, spring training was the time to get ready for the season. But even, in at least what I was used to was you came to spring training a little bit more ready. And I think now the difference is there's so much more science and technology behind training that guys do it all year round. There's so much more research around not letting, taking as much rest, this, that, and the other. So there is a lot of different philosophies and things that guys will subscribe to in the off season. And you're right, they get here, they've been working at it, and it's go time from day one. So there's definitely been a lot of change in that area, and I think it's great for the game. I think guys are ready to go so much earlier.
Dan, you touched on the bullpen. It's obviously still early. You do have a ton of roster clarity coming into this camp, but do you envision maybe having a few spots available for guys to battle for a potential roster spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen in the past too. I think that especially in the bullpen, there always is arms that don't go north with you, but you see them at some point during the season, and they may not make the roster to start with, but you have to have that lineup of guys and that are available and ready to go, whether it be in Tacoma or in Arkansas. And I think the more that you can prepare for what lies ahead, the better. And I think we do have some depth in that area, and I think that's a great sign.
Spire in particular, it's got to be pretty encouraging given the kind of up and down season he had last year, and battling with the shoulder injury. Just what can that say?
Yeah, injuries are tough, and getting through those, it's great to see him, here and just right out of the chute, kind of putting on that kind of a bullpen. It's exciting to see that, and that shows he's put in a lot of hard work to get back to where he wants to be. And when you talk about lefties in our bullpen, and that's a great way to start things off for him. And again, it's day one, and you have to take all this in perspective for sure. But it is great to see him come out and do that yesterday.
When you think about the young guys in your rotation, whether it's Bryce or Brian or Emerson, how much further are they along to be able to know what they need in spring training versus just kind of taking all of that information in?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think experience is a lot, and I think a couple things come to mind that they've been able to gain experience pretty quickly, and so I think their off season was a little bit more educated in some ways because they've been through it now a couple of times. But the other thing is when we talk about this a lot is they share so many ideas together, and guys will try other things that were suggested to them from other starters, and if it works, great, and they make that a part of their routine. So they can lean on each other a little bit that way also, and I think that's one of the things that makes that pitching staff pretty special.
Dan, when you worked in the minor leagues and you're around a lot, how different is the Bryce Miller we see today from the Bryce Miller you probably first saw Double-A or whatever in terms of what he is as a pitcher?
Yeah, he not having seen him a ton in the minor leagues, but seeing what he does now, I think there's definitely an air of confidence that he has that we have seen because he's got the experience, he's got some more time under his belt. But I think again, when you look at this group of pitchers that we've talked about, how much they influence them or each other. He's a guy that just continues to try to work and get better and better. Maybe develop a new pitch. Maybe look at doing something a little bit differently. This is a guy that's not satisfied with just staying in the same place, and that's a great mentality. These guys, that's what we talk about when we say they're pushing each other. Everyone is always working, always looking for a way to improve, and Bryce is certainly one of those guys.
When he came up, he had the fastball was pretty much the bread and butter. Now it's almost too hard to keep up with everything he's throwing.
Yeah.
The evolution of everything that he's kind of been able to do.
Right.
What have you seen?
Yeah, and I think that's a testament again to what he got up here. He saw what he had to do to be successful here, and he's worked at it, and he's put in the time. He's put in the work that it takes to make the difference. And when you start to develop the secondary stuff that he's been able to develop, it's tricky to do that at a big league level, but he's been able to do that, and at the same time maintaining that good fastball. And it's been a great journey for him, and he just I think we saw him take a big step forward last year, and my mind goes back to the start in Houston on the road in a big game, and the performance that he delivered at that point was pretty phenomenal. So he's making strides mentally as well, which is maybe equally important. So maybe more important in a lot of ways. So to see that maturation in him has been outstanding.
He said the other day, he goes, I reckon I throw 8 pitches now. How do you? You're a catcher. Like, do you have 8 pitches, like 8 different pitches?
Yeah, I used to tease Moyer all the time. I have to take off my glove and start putting in two-finger sign or two-handed signs. Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot with catchers about putting more tools in your toolbox so that you have some things to use in different situations. Again, these guys are looking to get better, and whatever they're going to need to do in order to do that, they will attempt. And I think Bryce has done that very well.
Did anything stand out when you went and saw him down there in December? You guys were like meeting halfway between Dallas and Orioles.
Yeah, I think just his confidence, I think he's gained a lot of confidence this past season. His experience in the game has taught him a lot, and again, being able to lean against some of the guys that he has around him often has helped a lot. And when you start to get a little bit, I wouldn't say comfortable in the game, but a little bit more ready for what's coming at you, a little bit more experienced, whatever you want to call it. I think that does tend to help, and I think in Bryce's case, that's come pretty quickly for him, and a lot to do with the guys around him.
Did you go barbecue, do a steakhouse?
Went to a
pick up the
steakhouse. Yes, of course. Yeah, come on. No, it was really good to see him, and just to hear where he was in the off season, and I wasn't able to get all the way down to his his hometown, but just seeing him in his element was outstanding.
He didn't buy boots or anything like that.
No, darn.
Chipotle.
Exactly.